welcome to Precious Years, and this is Saida. I am a homeschooling mommy of 2 girls aged 8 and 9, as well as the co-creator of Homeschool Panda, where our aim is to make planning and collaborating simple for homeschoolers. Today is another planning collaboration with Lindsay from Mommaschmooze Homeschool Reviews, as well as Tanya from Project Happy Home. Also joining in is Jessica from the Waldock Way. Be sure to head on over to their channel after you finish watching my video, and all of their videos will be listed down below. Tanya and Lindsay asked us 15 questions, and now they're all going to vary because we're all different types of planners, and I'm a digital planner, so looking at all the questions, I know my answers will vary from theirs. So it's going to be a fun one for you guys to hop onto the others' videos as well to check out what they have to say. Okay, so the first one is, how were you introduced to planners and what was your first planner? So I would say I started kind of roughly planning block scheduling when I was in high school, trying to make sure I had enough time between my extra activities, extra tutoring, and all of that. But then during college, when I was doing internships and work and, college times that varied, I tried to kind of map it out in a regular planner. And then once I got married and I was working as well, I would just use a planner. I got it from Office Depot. It's like a leather bound, just a general planner, and I would just basically write down my work schedule and then anything that I had, any kind of appointments or anything, and then make sure it I checked in with my husband to make sure that it didn't conflict or cause any conflict or anything like that. How many planners do you have and what are they used for? So for homeschooling, I use Homeschool Panda that I can plan on my computer as well as check off on my phone, add in pictures and scan books and stuff. Then I use my Outlook calendar, which is for my which is the email system that I use for my work, and then it syncs in with my iPhone, and then I use the iPhone calendar and the notes and the reminder apps and Siri's like my assistant. So she reminds me and adds things into my calendar for me whenever I'm like thinking out loud and I'm saying, hey Siri, add this to my calendar, so it'll add it for me. And then I also use this productivity planner by Intelligent Change, I believe, and that I use whenever I have the days I have a lot of things to do. Then I just do a brain dump and then I prioritize based on importance, and then it has a little area for Pomodoro, which is, I like using that because my brain can get scattered and I might try to focus on several things at one time, but focusing on one thing, I get best results. So that helps me with that. And if you guys want to know what Pomodoro technique is or how I use it, leave me a comment below and I'll do another video on that. What is your favorite brand of planner? That's a tough question. And I'm going to be a little bit biased and say Homeschool Panda. No, I'm just kidding. I would have to say iPhone apps calendar built in is really versatile, and its ease of use is very good. So I would have to say I really enjoy using the iPhone calendar. How long does it take you to update your planner each day? So it varies. So ideally what I like to do is over the weekend kind of really narrow the scope of our days over the weekend, and then but it doesn't always, things change, plans change, and so I try to spend like 10 minutes in the morning, and then at night I try to spend like 15 minutes or so trying to check off assignments for our homeschool front, or add in any pictures that I didn't add in right away, as well as check in what next day's how the next day will look like. If I need to move the time around for the girls to see it on their calendar, then they can do that. Then I do that. So I spend I would say 30 minutes or so a day. When did you first start decorating your planner? That's a funny question. It's a story on its own, but basically I think it was around 2014 is when I started seeing this big planning community that I knew nothing about before that, and I saw all these YouTube videos and on planning, and I was really intrigued by it. That's when I, bought myself planners and all these washi tapes where I knew nothing about, and I was making mistakes left and right, and some of them turned out really hideous. But yeah, that's when I started decorating and looking into it around the 2014-2015 time. What is your favorite pen for your planner? So my favorite pen is the Apple pen. But otherwise, for paper planners, I think any pen that has an eraser is really good. There's a brand that had sent me some pens. I will link their in the description below. They were really good. They erase really well, and it had a variety of colors. If you could use one embellishment, what it would be? I think I would really use, so they have like options like stickers, washi tape, gems, etc. I try to do everything with a purpose, and it has to be functional. So I would basically put in sticky notes because that's what I used to do at work. Actually, whenever I had tasks that I needed to complete, I would write them down on the sticky notes, and then I had like sticky notes all over my monitor. Favorite place to get planner supply goodies? I would say Michael's. They always have that 50% off, 40% off. You can get a discount as a homeschool educator as well, like a teacher discount. So I would say that would be the easiest place, because if you're not really a planner, it's hard to buy things that you can't see. So at Michael's you can see it, and it's easy to return as well. Is your planning routine? So I do like to kind of sit down by myself with a cup of tea, and I know it sounds kind of like cliche, but it does kind of, so early morning or, late at night, over the weekend, or whenever, if my husband is doing something with the girls, would be the nice time, because I like to be focused, just because, you're working with times and you're trying to think through what makes more sense. So when your mind is not, preoccupied with other tasks, it's always better. That way you make the best plans that doesn't require a lot of change. So I would say just whenever you have some time to just focus on that aspect would be the best time, and it obviously depends person to person. That's what I would advise. What inspires you each week for your weekly layout? Functionality. So obviously I don't paper plan, so my layout is always the same, yeah, so I mean, if I were to paper plan, my advice would be to go for functionality over just making it look pretty. Who is your first YouTuber that inspired you to decorate your planner? So the first YouTuber was Samantha from Happily a Housewife. I loved everything about how she was managing her home and all the chores and cleaning routine and all of that when I became a stay-at-home mom, because I had a little bit of struggle to gain control over my house and being home all the time. So I loved watching her videos, and she used to plan, and I love that she planned. She made her planner look beautiful, but she planned with a purpose, and I love that, because it wasn't just about the decoration, but however she decorated, it made like a lot of sense of how she was putting the stickers and all of that. It wasn't like overly done with stickers, but just enough to give it that, like little spark. How many planners do you decorate? At the moment, none. What planners would you recommend to a first-time user and or planner to decorate? Okay, so I would say you go to the Michaels and Happy Planners, or their Recollection brand is now really good as well, I think, would be the best. And I would say, I think they run their calendar from January to December. So around the mid of the year, I think they run a sale because they're gearing up to, you know, get rid of that stock and bring in the new stock. So around that time, I think they give it away because you haven't been, you know, you weren't using it for half of the year, so they give it away at a discount. So I would say that would be a great time to snag one to just kind of use and see if that's something that interests you. You know, in all reality, not every person is going to enjoy doing all the stickering and all the coloring and all of that. For some people it's a creative outlet, but for many people it can become very kind of overwhelming, because it was for me, because I was trying to make it look pretty, but then the purpose of it was to be functional, and I just couldn't balance that out. So I would say just try it out for that, and you can use I think you can use the 50% or 40% coupon. So I would say just look through it and see which layout looks better for you. Is the daily, hourly better, or the weekly layout, the horizontal, vertical? So see which one looks better for you, and then try to use it that way. That would be my suggestions. But otherwise, I would say try it with your phone and see if you're able to stick 2 times, be diligent enough to add in your events, add in all of that information, because not everyone is cut from this, you know, not everyone is the same way, and you might not be that type that plans ahead. You might be the person that plans from behind, or you might be the person that just, you know, so before you invest all the time, money and time into it, just, you know, try it on your phone and see if you can get into that rhythm of planning. And if not, that's okay, because we all do things differently. So it might be just that you want to, like, little journal type thing to just write down your task and to-do list, or a, you know, to-do whatever thing. So just, you don't have to use a planner. So that would be my just suggestion. I think I went off a little bit on that topic, but if you had to pick only one planner, which would you use and why? And for that one, I would have to say my homeschool planner, because in my state, I need to do portfolio review. So I know I need to keep up with my homeschool planning. I have the calendar to be able to add in other stuff as well. So I would say Homeschool Panda Planning would be the only planner that I would keep if there's only one I had to keep for myself. Bonus question, show your washi tape stash, and is it out of control? I don't have any. So I had some, and I gave it to the girls to kind of decorate their journals and stuff. But right now it's not. I'm in a kind of decluttering mode of like just keeping things that I'm really using. So unfortunately, I don't have one. But I can't wait to see Lindsay and Tanya's stash, because I know they're gonna be amazing and filled with colorful goodies. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun answering them, and I will list down the questions below as well. And if you wanted to, you know, share your answer in the comments below, I'd love to see it. I'd love to find out, what kind of planner are you? Are you one of those people that are really creative and does amazing, beautiful, you know, planners with washis? Or are you like me, who gets overwhelmed by all that and just your functional planner? I thank you so much for spending your precious time with me and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on our next video. Until then, happy homeschooling and wishing you a wonderful summer.